Ever since Cryptopunks started the NFT trend, the internet went a little crazy for them. And before we even knew it, NFTs have become not only a way to spend your free time, but to actually earn some decent cash. Take, for example, Beeple, who sold his NFT called Everydays the first 5,000 days for $69.3 million, making it the most expensive NFT ever sold. Now, with this growing popularity, we're here to give you a detailed explanation of this new medium of media and economy that we know you're all curious about. So let's dive straight into it. For as long as recorded history, and possibly even longer than that, people have labeled objects in the world to hold a certain amount of value, whether sentimental, monetary, or somewhere in between. It's this way of giving and receiving that makes the world go round. Now, over time, this process became less complicated and more streamlined with the introduction of currency. Gone were the days of trying to estimate the value of one item against another. Instead, items now have a value in a monetary system that's quite easy to follow. Now, as per usual in society, when things start to become too easy, we have to find a way to complicate it. Although estimating the monetary value of physical items is now fairly simple, things change with non-physical items. Things start to change when you look at things like media, entertainment, and intellectual property. Putting a fair number on these things has become increasingly more important recently in the digital age. Everyone wants to be sure that they're getting a fair share on both ends of a deal. Now, enter NFTs. Before we get into the definition of what an NFT actually is, first we have to understand where NFTs exist. Now, NFT, as you may know it, stands for non-fungible token. Simply put, something that's non-fungible means that it's not mutually interchangeable with an identical item. It's a unique item that cannot be replaced with something else from the same commodity. So, for example, if you had a unique one-of-a-kind action figure, if you traded it for another action figure, you would end up with a completely different item because yours in particular was unique. It was non-fungible. Now, that's the NF part down, but what about the T? Well, that's where things get interesting. You see, understanding the token part of non-fungible token means you need to understand the digital system, also known as the blockchain. In its most simple form, a blockchain is a database, a well of information. A blockchain database is managed autonomously using a peer-to-peer network and a distributed timestamping server. They are authenticated by mass collaboration powered by collective self-interest. In other words, the data stored within a blockchain is immutable and unchanging. Now, writing information onto a blockchain is a process called minting. Once the upload is complete and the digital asset is minted, it then becomes a token. Now, cryptocurrencies are also tokens. They're digital currency that exists on a blockchain, but what separates cryptocurrency tokens from artwork is fungibility. Fungibility is the ability to be replaced. For example, if you have a Bitcoin and someone else has a Bitcoin, if you both send each other a Bitcoin, neither of you really lose anything, minus the fees of course. They're worth exactly the same. Bitcoins are fungible. However, if on that same blockchain you send someone a minted artwork and they send you one as tokens, they are not equal in value even if they're exactly identical. Now, why is that? Because each one of the artworks was stored onto the blockchain with a unique digital ID. Now, this unique digital ID and its information, which can even contain the copyright to the work, make the token non-fungible on the blockchain. This non-fungibility and insurance that you're getting something completely original and unique on a digital medium is what gives NFTs their value in the marketplace. Now, let's recap. Uploading a digital work of art to an NFT service is a process called minting. Once minted, the work becomes a token that is signed with information making it completely unique on the blockchain. Now, this unchangeable information written on an immutable blockchain makes the token non-fungible. It cannot be altered or replaced by another token. It is wholly unique. And with that, you have, by definition, an NFT. Whew, now that we've hopefully tied all of that together, let's explore how NFTs are actually used and why the business seems to be booming in such a good direction. NFTs aren't just digital works, they're digital certificates of authenticity. They are a way to create verifiable digital scarcity. It's been clear for a long time that we've been moving more and more towards a digital world. Just like if you bought a unique painting in the real world, you'd want a verification that you're getting an authentic original work. NFTs grant us that same kind of certification on a digital scale. Now that's the magic of NFTs. For example, take a look at this video where you can see Shark Tank's Kevin O'Leary explaining a great use case of NFTs that actually ties into the real world.
There's such a buzz going on about NFTs. Those crazy little pieces of digital art, for example, trading for millions of dollars. Everybody's excited about it, but here's the truth. I think the biggest opportunities in NFTs are tied to physical assets. Let me give you an example. Watches. Now, watches grow in value as they get older. In other words, if you buy a watch from a company like Patek Philippe and it becomes vintage, it's worth way more than what you bought it for. But you don't know if you're buying a fake watch when you buy a vintage watch. So an NFT can become the certificate of authentication. That's what the big potential is. That's a space that I'm investing in because I know the watch world and I'm one of those infected watch collectors. I want my own collection to have NFTs for every single watch, have them insured and have them approved by the manufacturer. That's the potential. And that's just one use. NFTs are going to be huge.
Now, last 2020, the total sales of NFTs reached more than 250 million, 4 times bigger than that of 2019. Now, just in Q3 of 2021 alone, according to Reuters, NFT sales surged to $10.7 billion. This goes to show that more and more artists are being hooked into this magical world called NFT space. It's also important to note that NFTs aren't just limited to graphical art pieces, but things like music, videos, ebooks, video game collectibles, anything that can be digitized really can be an NFT. In fact, last 2017, CryptoKitties was the first ever collectible game that used NFTs. The gaming world was surprised with the success of it, and it sprung unending opportunities for NFT creators and the gaming industry to create a bond that seemed to be a match made in heaven. Of course, you have more games following in the footsteps of CryptoKitties such as Axie Infinity, Gods Unchained, Evolution Land, Sorare, and a lot more out there. Even outside of creative mediums, this technology can have uses by offering a digital alternative to unique physical items with things like movie tickets or backstage passes to concerts, things that are already being digitized anyway. It wouldn't be too crazy to imagine a world where receipts for physical items are minted on a blockchain for secure warranty claims. Even then, I probably still won't take stuff back. Now, you might have heard of so many different celebrities having their own NFTs. Celebrities including Paris Hilton, Lindsay Lohan, Tony Hawk, Shawn Mendes, and Eminem. Snoop Dogg even recently announced his NFT collection called A Journey with a Dog and earned $100,000 with just one piece from his collection. Now, even though NFTs seem to be all the rage now and the big numbers and ideas attract investors and collectors alike, in its fledgling state, the NFT market is still a tool that puts the power back in the hands of the people and what they create and own. Being able to prove ownership and authenticity over digital assets, whether you're the creator or a consumer, fills a void that the internet has had since its mainstream conception. Now, it's truly an exciting time for technology and all its potential implications. Being able to secure and verify digital data in this way opens the door for so many new opportunities in this day and age that it's hard not to be at least a little bit excited to see where things go from here. So I guess we'll see each other in the NFT space. Now, that's all for this video. We hope you appreciate this token of information. If you guys want more information, please join our Telegram channel. I'll link that in the description below. And as always, guys, stay safe in the DeFi space and have an amazing day.